Hello and welcome to this issue of Motive Garage, proudly supported by Just Car Insurance. Now, the last time we showed you some engine mods on Project Budget Supercar was when we did our controversial twins versus single Mythbusted video. Now, in case you didn't see it, basically the factory head studs stretched on 500 wheel horsepower, which made the head gasket let go. So we installed some RB2000 head studs, a Nitto head gasket, before installing our Garrett GDX 3582R turbo and upped the power to 600 wheel horsepower. The car went 10.7 on street tyres first pass, and we went 138 miles per hour to back it up. So we've got a supercar fast street car that's mega responsive and fun to drive. So where do we go next? Well, we decided we're going to push the power even further and see how far we can take our stock bottom end RB26. Now, for those wondering, the engine is a long nose crank RB26 that came out of a crashed car with over 100,000 kilometres on the clock. It compression checked pretty average and hasn't been rebuilt since it left Nissan's production line. All that's been done is a baffle in the factory sump, upgraded head studs, Nitto head gasket and baffled rocker covers. It's got drop-in cams as well to help make more power, and we have an accumulator in the boot for added engine protection, and it's been making over 400 wheel horsepower since the end of 2011, and it's been making over 600 horsepower for the last 12 months. Now, in case you're wondering, we don't drive it every day and we don't drive it on high boost all of the time, but low boost is still over 450 wheel horsepower. It goes from taking my daughter to daycare, then it goes through the roads of the old Pacific Highway, to the track, out to dinner, no problem at all. It is a true street car in every sense of the word. So, now let's try and turn it up a little bit more.
The R32 was originally tuned on an ethanol content blend of E78 and with a 3-bar map sensor. Once we got a good batch of E85 from United, the Haltech automatically went to increase fuel, which maxed out our 1000cc injectors. To make more power, we would need more fuel and install a 4-bar map sensor so we could handle over 30 pounds of boost. Leading up to this year's drag battle, we ordered some 1650cc injectors from QUICHEZ in Melbourne. QUICHEZ flow test every single injector before it leaves and provide you with a test report as well. We went for the 1650cc injectors as they have stainless internals and designed for use with ethanol. The car then went back on the dyno at GTR specialist Croydon Racing Developments for Jim to work more of his magic on the Haltech ECU. With the fuel tables trimmed to suit the new injectors, the power runs began. We noticed as boost increased, power wasn't. In fact, at times, it went backwards, and the top end of the power curve became flat and inconsistent between runs. This was a sign that valve float was kicking in. We knew this would happen with factory valve springs, but wanted to see exactly when, and it looks like going past 600 wheel horsepower is where it becomes an issue. We managed to make over 650 wheel horsepower, but we discovered that in the real world, the valve float was even more pronounced. Increased engine load and heat soak affected when the valve float kicked in. Combined with stickier drag radials, we lost top end speed down the quarter mile, although we were quicker and 4 miles per hour faster to the half track. Proving the extra power was there, just the valve float robbed it away in 5th gear when under full and sustained load. At drag battle, we were able to run a 10.5 but only at 134 miles per hour. We then took the car to Sydney Dragway to see what it'd do at the track.
.364 at 137.36. It was a little bit unhappy about doing 2 30-pound runs in a row, so it felt a little bit dead up top, but it went 108 to the half mile, so it was honking to begin with, and just, I don't know, a bit of valve spring, bit of heat soak up top, maybe, but whatever. 10.36 and it was 60 at 155, so
A 10.3 was much quicker than our PB, however, we lost mile per hour, only reaching 137 when our previous PB was 138. Continuing our method of only replacing what needs replacing, we ordered some SUPERTECH upgraded single valve springs and retainers. The guys at Croydon Racing Developments were able to install them in the car with some special tools, so it was all done in under a day and it was time to tune again. With the valve float now gone, increased boost now gave increased power. A monster 675 wheel horsepower. But we did encounter another problem, and that is that our wastegate spring was now too weak. A 1-bar spring was fine on 28 psi, but now that we were pushing over 30, it had become too soft. We will need to upgrade the wastegate spring though, so we can manage the boost curve better to help look after the engine. We then hit the track at the ST Haltech GTR Festival. Like every trip to the drag strip, we only had one shot at it.
Well, didn't let it come past it. Here we go, 155. That's about as fast as Andrew's car's ever gone to the 60. We'll have a look at the half-track time. 6:68.108. This is moving out. 10:24. That is a big PB, both miles per hour and ET.
.2 at 139.99 miles per hour was a PB for the car. A small lift probably robbed us of our 140 mile per hour pass, but we had our top end back, and then some. And the valve float was now gone, meaning the power was much more consistent and there every time.
So there you have it, 675 wheel horsepower, 140 miles per hour on a stock bottom end, and a basic package that is responsive, street driven, and a whole load of fun. The big question now is, how long will it last? Well, it's really only one way to find out, isn't there?